on 25 we're told that if the sine of 3 pi over 8 is this number, and we made it ugly on purpose, and the cosine of 5 pi over 8 is this number, what are the coordinates of the point located at 11 pi over 8 and 15 pi over 8? So what you need to know here, or what you need to notice, is that these are all something pi over 8, right? So this is 3 pi over 8, 5 pi over 8, 11 pi over 8, 15 pi over 8. So we can kind of count around the circle going by pi over 8. Now, pi over 8 is not a standard increment that most people memorize. Like on the unit circle here, it's not one that's given to us. Like pi over 8 is not given to us. So we kind of have to think about just where it would be. But every single one of these that were given, all of the things that were given and then the two things that we're asked to find are all variants of, it's going to be some variant of this ordered pair. Remember that sine is y and cosine is x. So as we go around the unit circle, like if you looked at this, for example, you can see you've got a positive positive here, and then you've got a negative positive variant of this exact same ordered pair in the second quadrant. And then in the third quadrant, you have a negative negative variant of the exact same ordered pair. And then in the fourth quadrant, right over here, you have a positive negative variant of the exact same ordered pair. So each of these ordered pairs has 4 variants, one in each quadrant. So knowing that the sine of 3 pi over 8 is this number means that that's the y coordinate, and 3 pi over 8 would be in the first quadrant because it would be just before 4 pi over 8, which would be pi over 2. So 3 pi over 8 would be somewhere over here. And so this y-coordinate is going to be the positive part. This is the y-coordinate, and it happens to be positive because what we were given was in the first quadrant, and so y is positive in the first quadrant. The cosine of 5 pi over 8. Now 5 pi over 8, so this would be 3 pi over 8, so this would be 4 pi over 8 because you're right on pi over 2, which means that 5 pi over 8 would be just past it. So that means that my cosine value is my x-coordinate. But notice that since I'm in the second quadrant at 5 pi over 8, my cosine value now is negative. But this is basically the x-coordinate, and I just have to decide if it's going to be positive or negative based on what quadrant I'm going to be in. So if I want to find the coordinates of 11 pi over 8, I have to figure out what quadrant that's going to be in. So again, so this would be 4 pi over 8. This would be 8 pi over 8 because it's pi. And then this would be 12 pi over 8, because if you reduce 12 over 8, you get 3 over 2. So 12 pi over 8 would be the same as 3 pi over 2. So if this is 12 pi over 8, then 11 pi over 8 must be here. So this is in the third quadrant. So what I know about the signs of my x and y coordinates in the third quadrant is that they're both going to be negative. So this, at 11 pi over 8, the variant of this ordered pair is going to be the negative of the x value and the negative of the y value. So it's going to be negative 0.382634324, the negative of the x value, so it's going to be the same as what this cosine value was, and then it's going to be the negative of the y value, so negative 0.9238795,325. So this is the ordered pair of 11 pi over 8. 15 pi over 8 is really close to 16 pi over 8. 16 pi over 8 would be all the way around the circle back done at 2 pi. So 15 pi over 8 must be right over here in the fourth quadrant. Let me do it with my Roman numerals. It would be the fourth quadrant, which means that my x-coordinate is going to be positive, but my y-coordinate is going to be negative. So remember, the x-coordinate is this number, but it's going to be positive now instead of negative because I'm going to be in the fourth quadrant. And my y-coordinate is this number, but it's going to be negative now for the same reason. So the ordered pair would be positive 0.3826834,324, and then negative 0.9238795,325.